Tell me about your life before the surgery.
I was pretty active. The work I did was hard and physical, so I've used my back a lot for lots of years.
Yeah.
I was born and raised on a farm.
Oh yeah, farmers are hardest working people I know.
Yeah, and then after I left the farm and got my job that I retired from, it was building substations and stuff like that.
So lots of physical activity, lots of hard work.
Very much.
Now, how long did you have the pain before the surgery?
I'm guessing about 6 years.
What made you wait that long?
I was afraid that I was going to end up in a wheelchair probably or paralyzed, and I didn't like the thought of being cut front and back and filleted like a fish.
Is that what they offered you? Is that the front and back and so on? Is that
yeah. Yeah, I was down at Abbott, and they said what they'd have to do.
Yeah, and as well, did you know anybody who got an open surgery and personal experience? Tell me about that.
Yes, I had a friend that, I still have, that had 2 surgeries on his back, and he has to walk around now with crutches and cane, and he drags one foot, and that was one reason why I waited too, for the surgery, because I was afraid I was going to end up like him.
Yeah, what made you choose us?
I just couldn't take the pain anymore. Yeah. And I heard some good things about you from another friend of mine, and so I thought, well,
I'm happy you came. Now, the surgery was about 5 months ago. First of all, do you remember the surgery?
Yes.
Tell me about it. After the surgery, when did you walk after the surgery?
I had surgery in the afternoon, and I was walking that evening. Yeah. And I went home the next day.
The next day, just one night. And this is what we actually did. We did a 2-level fusion and OLLIF procedure, and did actually put 6 screws, as you see here, 2 spacers, 6 screws, 2 rods, and the entire surgery took us actually 46 minutes. We lost about less than 200 cc of blood, which is less than a cup of coffee. And obviously you stayed just one night in the hospital. Now, from other experience, from other people, do you know how long did the surgery take, how much the blood loss is, how much they stay in the hospital? Have you anybody told you about this? What does a usual open fashion surgery look like?
We have a neighbor that had this surgery maybe a couple of years ago now, and she was in surgery for 6 hours. She was in a recovery room for 7 hours. She was in the hospital a week.
Yeah. And these are actual numbers for open old-fashioned surgery. This is what you're just describing to me is our average numbers for the surgery you got. Your surgery was less than an hour. Yeah. And you walked same day, you went home next day. How was the pain after the surgery?
The first week was probably a little tougher because of the surgical pain, but the pain in my back was gone pretty much right away.
So and people surprisingly can tell that this pain is different. Yeah. This is not the pain I had for years.
Right.
And is that your experience?
Yes, definitely.
Now, how are you now?
Fantastic.
Okay.
I am so happy that I had that done. I can't tell you.
Okay. Now, I ask you a question. Some insurances, especially Health Partner. No, it's not your insurance. Thank God you're on Medicare, and Medicare has never given me a trouble. But some insurance like Health Partner, they tell us the only way we pay for this patient surgery, if you do the surgery that you just described your friend got or you were afraid of. What would you tell the person in that insurance company if they say that's the only way we pay for that insurance?
They should do a little bit of investigating and checking rather than the way things used to be.
Yeah.
Because things change daily, And with this method, I'm more than happy.
Yeah. So. But specifically, you told me something of record. I want you to repeat that because I want people to understand the anger of my patient. If insurance take their choices away, choice should be always yours, not somebody else's. What did you tell me?
I said you wanted me to tell you what I would tell the insurance companies if they would refuse to pay for it.
Yeah, what would you tell them?
And I told you probably don't want to hear what I would tell them.
Yeah, okay. And that's a fair answer.
Because I mean, even the cost and the time in the hospital, it would be so foolish to only pay for the old-fashioned way when this is so much more.
And foolish is exactly the right word for that.
Yeah. Well, it's like so many things, there's people in positions that don't have a clue what their job is or how to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you
well-
run into that every day. There's people in charge of things that should never be in charge.
Well, in this case, actually, it's a little even more. They have their own hospitals. We offer their surgeon to come and learn that, but their surgeon don't want to. So because they don't do that in their own hospitals, they say we don't pay for that. So it's a little even worse in this situation with Health Partner. But your experience really tells the patient side of this story,
Yes.
and I really appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yes, for me, I would recommend it 110%
Well, thank
for
you.
the suffering that I went through before and the way I can do things back according to my age. You know,
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
said, I'm not 25 years old anymore, but I am well pleased.
Well,
Well pleased. Thank you.
You're welcome. How long after the surgery did you start basic daily activities? Live like halfway normal person.
Oh, I would say maybe within a month I was
Yeah.
pretty much,
That time frame for an open old-fashioned surgery is 3 to 6 months.
yeah.
So, and you are in 1 month, you were where other people after open surgery, if they have a good result, were 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So,
And
and we have data for that.
And I waited probably longer than I should have, but if I wouldn't have waited, I'd have been having surgery the old way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I put up with pain, but I'm glad I waited to get
Yeah.
this method.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate the interview.